Are you complaining about the prices constantly going up? Then you might want to watch this video about one of the most unbelievable cases of hyperinflation in history. That is hyperinflation in Germany in the 1920s, where at some point prices doubled almost every 4 days. Hyperinflation occurs when the inflation rate increases very rapidly, resulting in prices going up very fast and the currency losing its value quickly. One of the most amazing hyperinflation cases in history happened in Germany in the 1920s. As the result of World War I, the German paper mark started to lose its value, and this process accelerated in the 1920s. In 1923, prices eventually ran out of control. The prices went up so much that people were forced to spend billions of marks for daily items and were dizzied by the amount of zeros involved. As an example, a loaf of bread which cost 250 marks in January 1923 rose to 200,000 million marks in November of 1923. Or a newspaper that was sold for 1 mark in May 1922 had a price tag of 70 million marks in November 1923. It was cheaper to use the back of a 1 million mark to write notes, as a notepad would cost billions of marks. Some had to use wheelbarrows filled with cash to get a cup of coffee. At restaurants, customers had to negotiate the price of the food in advance, as there was a good chance that the price could change before the meal was served. Most restaurants did not print menus, as by the time the food would arrive, the price had already gone up. At some point, the situation got so bad that the prices were doubling almost every 4 days. There is evidence that it was cheaper to burn marks instead of wood or coal. Some used marks instead of wallpaper to decorate their walls. Children also used bundles of marks instead of toy bricks. Workers also had to negotiate their wages almost on a daily basis. Some had to use a scale to count the weight of their money to get its value, as it was difficult to count all the bills. Workers were paid twice a day so they could spend the money quickly before it lost its value. Many collected their wages in suitcases. One person who left his suitcase unattended found that the thief had stolen the suitcase but not the money. After collecting their wages, workers would quickly rush to either buy daily goods or pass the money to their family so that they'd spend it before its value had gone down. The German government eventually managed to stabilize the situation by taking a number of initiatives, including cutting 12 zeros from the paper mark and replacing it with a new currency called Rentenmark. However, the economic pressure on the Germans eventually contributed to the rise of the Nazi Party that used Germany's dire economic situation to attract public support and eventually gain power.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Alright, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. The ones that are the apostles of the great millstone, man, that taught us his truth. Alright, the elders, the true elders of Israel. Alright, and sing salutations and blessings to you brothers, man, that's been pushing this truth, that's on the front, on the forefront, man. You foot soldiers out there that's putting your life on the line. Alright. The scriptures say the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few, man. Pray that the Lord will send laborers. All right, and blessings to the 1/3. All right, the helps, you followers. All right, and women and children as well. All right, it's your brother Kanakla coming back at you once again, Spirit of Prophecy, and pretty much. I want to really focus on this trade war, and I'll probably title this video "The Future of America." All right, due to the trade war, man, because this is what's coming to America. The Lord said, He stated, matter of fact, let me get his 2nd Ezra 15 verse 10. Behold, my people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, and the people that are descendants of the Negroes, Native Americans, who are also Israelites scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. James 1:1. It says, behold, my people is fled as a flock to the slaughter. all right, because we are led as a flock to the slaughter, all right. We get killed day to day, man, either by the cops, all right, through the diets, the poison of the food, the contamination of the food, all right. And it says, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right, Egypt is America. All right, bondage, because so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, we serve that hard bondage here in America. All right, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. All right, so children of Israel were already delivered out of old Egypt. Okay. But the Lord said, I will smite Egypt with the plagues as before. 2 Ezra 15 verse 11. Okay, and as before. So the Lord's, this is the new Egypt. Revelations 11:8 speaks of a place that was spiritually Egypt once before. All right, so Revelations 11:8 tell you that's a place that's spiritually Egypt and Sodom. So that's America. Look on the back of your dollar bill. And it says, I will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. So the Lord is going to plague Egypt again, man. A.k.a. America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great. Okay? So this trade war is really going to hit the economy, okay, of America. All right? It's going to be a hyperinflation. China launched the petro yuan. All right? The tariffs back and forth, the trade war that China has put on the food industry, the farming industry, okay, and every country is going to forsake this merchant city, okay, is going to take their business elsewhere, okay, because it's a fake currency, and is every fiat currency that has been ran by a country has failed. Okay, it's just a matter of time. History repeats itself. This is Micah chapter 6 verse 10. Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? What's that scant measure that is abominable? Okay, the dollar is a measurement tool. Okay, it was first initially used to measure gold. Okay, you would turn your gold in, okay, and you would get the certain amount of money back that it's worth. Okay, then therefore you're able to take that same amount of money, all right, and that money would be the measurement of how much gold you can go back and retrieve. But they removed the dollar, the gold standard, from the dollar. So hey, now you can't do that. But the dollar was initially the measurement of gold, so it's a scant measure, okay? Because now it's not backed by anything. It's all credit based, okay? It says that is abominable. Verse 11, Micah 6 verse 11. Shall I count them with the pure wicked balances, and with the bag of deceitful weights? Because that's the deceitful weights, man. Okay, it's deceitful because initially it was you were supposed to be able to get gold. Okay, you're supposed to be able to transfer that money and get gold, so it's deceitful. Now you can't go and be like, yo, I want to get a certain amount of gold back, all right, for this currency, because hey, that was removed. All right, it was supposed to be suspended, all right, but you know, through the deceitful and a deceptive of the so-called white man, that suspension became a permanent thing. All right, verse 12, it says, for the rich man thereof are full of violence, and they are. All right, the so-called Jews, the international bankers, all right, the elites of the so-called white people, all right, that fund all these wars. Okay, it says, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Okay, and really I want to focus on was the point where that, man, when this dollar and this inflation hits, when it hits home, okay, there's going to be a lot of turmoil, okay, civil unrest. People are going to be losing their minds, raiding the stores, okay, and this is all biblical prophecy. The Lord he has to shut this place down, man. All right, and he's starting he's starting by this trade war, because that trade war that is that's an act of war. When you put tariffs on another country, yo, that's an act of war, man. So let me get these scriptures real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at 3. It's like I'm gonna start at 3. Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. Okay, they cease because they are few. Grinding, okay, mean work, symbolic for working. That's what that means. It says because they are few. All right, jobs are laying off. All right, the farming industry is going to get hit hard. All right, and farming is one of the most lucrative things, businesses out there. All right, because everybody has to eat. All the stores and Walmart, Publix, your Whole Foods, all those come from farmers. All right, and it says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, so with the farming industry get hit like it's doing. All right, people stop using the U.S. dollar. Look, everywhere, even if you go to a restaurant, okay, your favorite restaurant, all that food comes from a farm. So farming industry is very, very important. Okay, and they're going to take a loss, man, due to this trade war and this hyperinflation, man. When China stop using that U.S. dollar, and the other countries join hand with them, join alliances, so to say. Right? It says, verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. Right? Business closing down, Toys R Us closing down. Right? Certain Walmart's closing down. Sam's Clubs. All right. It says, when the sound of the grinding is low, work is low. Not much work out there. Not much to do. You see it, man. Don't tell me you don't see it. Okay? It says, he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the doors of music shall be brought low. So this is getting ready to come to the world, because the American economy is going to collapse, but since the US dollar has such a big influence on the world and dominates the world, when it collapses, all the economies are going to be affected by it. Okay, so America is going to suffer, but this is going to try the world. This is going to have a global effect. Okay, now I'm going to get this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15 verse I'm going to read the first couple of chapters, and I'm going to jump down. It says, behold, speak thou in my ears, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, and saith the Lord. And I will cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So all the people that's not hearkening unto the Lord, don't believe in his word, don't believe that this is taking place, all right, they're going to die. They're going to get caught up in this. All right, either they're going to die in the civil unrest. Okay, when the civil unrest, we all know civil unrest brings forth race riots, right? All that is coming to America. It's going to be a bad day, man. A bad day. When I say a bad day, it's going to be a bad time period. Okay, this can go on for weeks. But the Lord said, except those days be shortened, shall no flesh be saved. So I'm going to jump down to, I'm going to read verse 5. It said, 2nd Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right. One of those plagues right now is that the collapse of this current system, this current monetary system, which furthermore is going to bring in the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Okay, if you don't know, the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, radio frequency identification, that you're going to have to take in order to buy and sell. When this current system here collapses, I'm gonna get that precept really quick, just for edification. All right, we have to bring this out, even though it's like very repetitive, but the words aren't going to change. This is Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. And he called us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So the so-called white man, he called it all. All right, because when this dollar collapses and you see this hyperinflation, all right, and they tell you, yo, that money isn't worth anything anymore. You can use it to start a fire. You can do whatever. You can throw it away. It's not worth anything. But look, this is the new currency. This is how you're going to be able to buy and sell. This is how you're going to be able to purchase. This is the new system. Okay? And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor. How are you going to call them all? Hey, you can't buy or sell whether you get this chip implanted in you. Okay? It says, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand on their foreheads. And that word diligently searched out. The word mark is karagma in the Greek, meaning to make an incision to cut, and that's what that needle does. It's the RFID chip is inserted into this needle that has like a hollow inside to where it can easily fit inside, and then the needle, what it does is it cuts the skin, right? Then the RFID chip is pushed from the inside of the needle into your skin, implanted into your skin. Okay, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so you're not going to be able to buy or sell, and you can see this is what this society is being led to. Once his money is worthless, yo, that's going to be the new currency. All right, they're going to be able to track you. All your money, all your data, everything is going to be put on that chip. All right, and I'm going to jump down back in 2nd Ezra 15 verse 14. Okay, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe means destruction. So destruction to the world. The Lord is getting ready to come and rain judgment. Okay, but this is how he visits the world. Verse 15, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. When all that money is worthless, and it's taken actually more money to purchase your basic necessities, your bread and butter, like everybody like to say. All right, when you carrying a wheelbarrow to your local Walmart or to your local Publix just to buy 5 grocery items, all right, people gonna be, like the scripture say, there shall be sedition, all right, among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Now you gotta remember the time period when this was made. It's like it when this was written. Kings and princes, the modern day kings and princes would be your presidents, your senators, or your mayors. Okay, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, so they're gonna be able to do what they want to do, man. Because right now, my brother just got into a situation. It took the cops. The brother's out there waiting for an hour. The cops still didn't come. Okay, cops still didn't come. So hey, yo, I said, bro, what more when all hell is breaking loose in it, and the calls are way out of whack, man. Okay, we live down in the Tampa Bay area. You know, sometimes you call, you call them back, yo, it's not on the it's not a priority right now. You know, it's gonna be handled. Oh yeah, I see you guys called about an hour ago. We'll see if we can get someone out there, and that's just right now. Wait till all hell break loose. People calling 911, and that's when you people really shit's really gonna hit the fan. Shit's really gonna settle in. Majority for you proud ass women out there. Always quick talking about you gonna call the cops. If you do this, I'm gonna call the cops. Yo, 911 is not gonna answer, man. It's gonna be a reality is gonna set in, man. Survival of the fittest nature is gonna take its course. You're gonna realize that you're just a woman, and I need to be submissive and to a man. You're gonna realize that, man. But this video is not about that. All right. It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, because they're not gonna want you people looting and rioting. They're gonna cut the cities off, starve you out. Let you kill each other off. Let you eat each other. Because within weeks, you're going to eat each other. Days, you're going to be resort to cannibalism, man. Eating your pets. All the little ducks that you they have signs caution wildlife crossing. The little ducks that's protected by the law, that walk in the neighborhoods and stuff, man. I don't know, anybody listening to the video where, if you have that in your area, but certain neighborhoods, they got these big ducks that just walk around, and people respect it. Ducks get ready to cross the street. The cars stop and let the ducks walk past. All right. Your local some people I be seeing some people, they have chickens. All right, that roam the neighborhood. Every once in a while you see that. You got peacocks that walk the neighborhood. All kind of stuff. Your stray dogs, man. You people gonna resort. You're gonna have to resort to eating that, man, because that's how bad it's gonna get. Verse 17 says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled." The pride of the people. Oh, I can turn to God when I want to. Okay. Oh, I'm proud to be an American. All right. All that pride. The Lord said, because of pride of the cities, they shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed. So your house is gonna be destroyed. Your neighbor, okay, that you thought was cool with you for years. All right. When his belly start touching his back, okay, he's not gonna be such that nice neighbor. Okay. Even your own family, you're gonna really see. Okay, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. men shall be afraid. So what more are you, women? Okay, scripture say men's heart fell into fear. So it wasn't even profitable to even mention you women, because you women bug out and get scared over a thunderstorm. Okay, what more when there's civil unrest and you got men looking in your window, peeping in your window, peeping things out. And they see you in there and they get ready to bust in your window. You call 911. The phones has been disconnected. All right, the power grid has been hit. Because that's possible too, man. That's in the books, man. Might be a power grid shut, man. Because they're not going to let the economy crash on its own. Even though it's going to crash, it's going to be an event, okay? That's going to get this thing to crash, man. Because America's not just going to let it fall on its own, man. Look at World War I, World War II, right? Great Depression. Well, they had to go to war to save the economy, man. That's going to happen. Okay, it says verse 19. I'm going to read that again. Verse 17 says, the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Okay, once again, your neighbor, you know he has food. Okay, you got daughters over there, a wife, all that, man. The scripture say wives shall, your wife shall be ravished, man, gonna be raped. Okay, this is just reality, man. We just bringing this to you. We just bring you the cold reality, man. That's just how it's gonna go down. But shall destroy their houses with a sword. A sword, they may have a gun. Okay, and spoil their goods. Spoil their goods mean they're gonna take your goods. The little food that you have left, and most of you Americans, man, you don't have much food in the house anyways, right? You do some day-to-day basis. You buy stuff here and there, right? So hey, man, it's coming. You're gonna feel it. The spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Because of the lack of bread. Gas is too high. The trucks can't get to the inner parts of the city. So no food, no shipments coming in. You can't go to your local grocery store and buy nothing. So hey, you're gonna go out searching, looting. It's of lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay. So that's what's coming to the shores of America. And I'm the flip side of it, you brothers out there that's holding fast and keeping the faith, okay, you're gonna be delivered through this. This is 2nd Ezra 16 verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So yeah, the economy is going to collapse. It's going to be hard to purchase food. But brothers, you have to keep the faith. You have to remember this. The Lord said, "I will deliver you." So don't get weak and go get the RFID chip. All right, you women and children. All right. And right now, you women, you need to be subject to your men, to these men, the men of the Lord that you see on these videos. All right, you need to be subject unto them, because that's how you're gonna get out of here. If you ain't got, if you with a man and he don't have the Spirit of the Lord on him, he's just good as dead, man. All right, and you with him, you know, you might be bargained off, man, for bread and water in that day, man. You're gonna be, you women gonna be like cattle, gonna be getting traded off for goods. Okay, it says here, "O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide." Okay, the Lord said, "My servant shall eat, but ye shall hunger." Okay, so take heed, man. You know, brace yourselves, meditate, and, you know, stay in the Spirit. Well, you know, with that, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the one said apostles of great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere laborers out there pushing truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty.